What up, though, Pride Nation? Welcome back. We are back at it again, doing another roundtable about our Detroit Lions. I'm excited because this is how I find my peace. This is how I find my center, my well-being, my relaxation. Talking football. So people will trickle in as the show goes on. I am looking forward to this. There's a lot that we got to cover. And if you pay attention to the picture, you will see that is a picture of one Mr. Land. So, I just wanted to kind of start it off with a little bit of a different vibe. Let me see who we got in the chat, because like I said, I'm going to try to hit on everything quickly and then get into this. One Pride in the building. Matthew Stafford's burner account. Thank you for being here. Then we got Dakota Beard. Let me see what else we got. Let me see. Good one. Colin Z. Not a Lion fan, but he said, I can see 3 picks in a player. Interesting. We got Troy. We got, you can call me Funk. Mars is landing. Nicholas Aaron. And they're trickling in. Jimbo G is in the building. Angelo in the building. Listen, get on up in here, man. Let's talk some football. We got Ken in the building. We got Jimmy in the building. D. Williams in the building. Devin 99 is in the building. The great one, Mike, is in the building. Let's get in here and let's talk some football. Like I said, we finna have a lot of fun. This is how I relax. So, without further ado, let me introduce the first person on the panel. As more come in, Mr. Poppy, aka Easy. You see what I did there? You see what I did there? We got Easy in the building, people. What's going on, man?
What up, though, Luke?
Listen, I had to get a Poppy shout out because when you first came on the scene and you said Poppy, I was like, bro, you got to change your name. I can't. I can't do it. I cannot do it. But I'm glad you did. How you been today, man?
I'm good, man. I thought I was gonna be a millionaire today, man, but it didn't work out.
It didn't work out.
But we, what I'm saying, we working our way up. We got some brewing right now.
I feel
all the way up.
That's what I said, right? Listen, obviously, we here to talk about the Lions, so let's get into it, people. Right at the gate, the big story that has come out, which I find intriguing, I find very, very, very intriguing, is that the 49ers, they front office people are rumored to say that they are more interested in trading for a quarterback versus drafting one.
Wow.
Now, keep in mind, they have not ruled out, according to this article, it was on ESPN, they have not ruled out having a draft a quarterback, but if they can trade for one, they would much rather prefer to do just that. So right off the gate, Easy, let's talk about it. What does that mean for the Detroit Lions in terms of Stafford being traded to them? And how has Stafford become the 49ers' best option versus other quarterbacks?
I mean, I can't say that he's the best option because you do have, rumored to be on the market, Deshaun Watson and possibly an Aaron Rodgers. But I will say, that drives his value up. And I get it from their standpoint, too. Now I just thought about it for a little bit because, they have a roster where it's win now. You know what I'm saying? And in that, you don't really want to be fucking around with the rookie quarterback too long. You have instances like Ben Roethlisberger where, it's younger guys winning Super Bowls. But if you want more of a sure thing, you want a veteran quarterback. And obviously, Matthew Stafford's one of those options for you, out there on the trade market.
Yeah, for me, what intrigued me about it and what I found interesting is that they will put this out there. And so the fact that they would even come out and say that, yeah, we would prefer to have a quarterback that we trade for because we want that veteran quarterback quality. And they will have a number of options. I argued to the idea that, that's good for the Lions, right? Obviously, until you think about the fact that Deshaun Watson comes out and says, get me the F up out of here, right? And then you think about Aaron Rodgers, who's saying that, yeah, I see myself being a Packer, but I don't know what the future holds for me. Like this devil talking that he's doing. And so now you start to see all these different people who was throwing their hats in the arena. And I got to be honest, I'm starting to wonder for real, because I even heard Jared Goff is even up on the trade block. So if you got all these people up on the trade block, I'm a little concerned because I think it can affect it. Now, Cap Ice Cold, I've never seen you before, but I'm happy you here. He says, if you have to choose any defensive player, no matter the round, who would you grab? For me, it's two people: Andre Cisco or Richie Grant. I'm on safeties. Those would be my two people. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe, man. Also, check out EZ channel. It is linked in the description. It's linked on my channel completely. So even if you don't see it in the description, it is on my channel. Go and subscribe to him as well. You're going to get all kind of news over there, including MMA, basketball, a few spoofs of him. I'm pretty sure he's making fun of me. I can't prove it. But I'm pretty sure it was about me.
Wait, what? Yeah, which part? Which part were you like? What part did you make you feel the type of way? Not a type of way. What part do you think it was you?
Hey, when you said, "Come on, man, you mean he's the greatest of all time? Of all time?" I was like, "Bruh, you know I don't say it like that. That's not how I say it. I know what you was doing there. I know what you was doing." But
I thought you were talking about, honestly, the part that I was like, oh, you know what? He might think that's him. When I was talking about the we're only a piece away. And I was like, yo, we see a linebacker, safety, another linebacker.
Listen, I did get that part too, but if you go back to our most recent conversation, we was talking about the whole Stafford thing and obviously the value thing. So are we still doing that tomorrow? Should I announce that for tomorrow? Or what you think?
If it's just me and you tonight,
we might be able to. We might
get into it. You know?
Okay, we'll say that for later. Listen, let's get to this second question because I want to knock these things out. Here's another rumor that came out today that more than a third of the league has reached out to the Lions about Matthew Stafford in the trade. What does that mean for the Lions for you, Easy?
That's good. I did not know that. I didn't see that. I'm happy to hear that. That's news to me, and it's definitely good news because, I mean, just as anything, we were just on I was just live before hopping over on yours, and we were looking at investments and stuff like that, and like it's like basic economics. You know what I'm saying? Where it's if the less is more. You know what I'm saying? Like if the third of the league is all suiting for like 3 or 4 quarterback options right now on the trade market. That's good for us. If it's just between like the 49ers and the Colts and Aaron Rodgers and Deshaun's there, it's like, well, damn. But if there's more teams in that's good for us. More teams competing for our asset, Matthew Stafford. So that's good news for us, man. I'm super excited to hear that. I'm glad I'm happy.
You know what blows my mind is, and I hate to take it here. What do they know that many of the Lions fan base don't? Like, seriously, what is it that they know that the Lions fan base don't? Like the majority.
I don't think it's anything that like the Lions fan base don't know. It's just like it's some garbage quarterbacks out there. You know what I'm saying? Like Matthew Stafford's not a bad quarterback, but he is good. You know what I'm saying? If somebody like believes it's a team that was letting them down, then why not? And some teams too might just be calling just a call of like, why not? I
mean, right. I mean, seriously. Like certain teams I don't think they're making no phone calls. Like if the Saints making phone calls, tell me how y'all finna fix this cap. Y'all all the way messed up. Y'all gonna have to dump a lot of people. So it's finna be some stuff. The best thing for them it's the same thing that I said was the greatest day for me. It was a sad day for me, but one of the greatest days in Lions history for me, and that was when Calvin Johnson retired. I was like, we ain't gotta pay that $100 million on that receiver no more. Bet. Bet. Easy said, done. But again, to me, when I heard that a third of the league were trying to reach out to the Lions for it, I just said to myself, what do they know that we don't know? And then I said, if it's that flooded, does that really create a market where we get higher draft picks, or does that lower the market because some teams may not do it? Now, obviously, you can play off each other's strength and be like, oh, well, this guy offered me this, and that guy offered me that. But at the end of the day, whatever I value them at is what I value them at, and I'm not going to spend more than that. So I just don't know.
I think too. I think John Dorsey might be like making some of these calls himself too, because he's been known as a trader. You know what I'm saying? Like in his time briefly there in Cleveland, he landed Jarvis Landry, Odell Beckham. You know what I'm saying? Like it might be some of his veteranship in the trade game. I think maybe drawing interest, or maybe he's the one drumming it up.
Numbers Jay is in the building. What up, though, Numbers? How you doing, man? Look, I mean, I said, listen, I knew I blew everybody's mind when I was like a couple shows ago when I was like, newsflash, Brad Holmes ain't signing the head coach. They're like, what? What? I'm like, it's not his job. That's not what they asking him to do. it just don't seem to happen. What is Luke? I don't see us getting a first. I don't either. I'll believe it when I see it.
I think he's trying to make fun of you. He's trying to be slick.
Oh, that's what
they do with the Capitals. Yeah. Because when we first talked about the trade, I was one of the ones that too.
Yeah. I still don't believe it. When it happened, I'll believe it. The one thing I've learned from the Lions the last 2 seasons, particularly this season, is they've gotten better at lying. They poker face is real good, and they are good at it. I give them their props for it, but like I said, I don't see us getting the first for them. I just don't. I think it's going to be some type of player draft pick combination, and first won't be included. Just my feeling, gut feeling I get, could be wrong.
I feel you might get one. I didn't believe so initially, but now I'm hearing like from the national media who have like a better pulse on what's going on. If they're saying it's probably gonna happen, man. If we see multiple, I've been seeing some reports of that too. I might boo myself. I'm not gonna lie. I'll be like, what?
Yeah, I mean, but let's be honest though. Let's be honest. That's what's bothering me because it's in the media. I'm hearing it's going to be a first and 2 first and all. From who? Who's offering this crap? Like it's all these blanket statements that I don't get, and I'm hoping that I'm wrong. I am.
Yeah.
So to me, I keep telling people I pray that I'm wrong on half of things that I say. Why? Because it seemed like that would be the most logical thing to do, but they end up doing the opposite every single time. So it is what it is. So let's talk about it. Obviously, Stafford's on the trading block. What team makes the most sense for you and for the Lions? This is the key part. What team makes the most sense for the Lions and Stafford to be traded?
I think I see some earlier today. I don't know if you've seen it. I might have to share it to you in the group, whatever, so you pull it up, whatever. But a list came out of his top 5 trade destinations.
Mm-hmm.
And number one on the list was the 49ers, and then number 2 was the Colts. And I think those got to be the teams. If the Rams are truly moving on from Jared Goff, maybe them too. But I think the Colts, though, for some reason, it just feels like something that's going to happen. Like, it just feels like I watch Pat McAfee, and it feels like something is going to manifest itself. And I can't see him in a Colts jersey because it's a weird picture him in any other different jersey. But I just got a feeling. I can't say anything other than obviously it makes sense because they're like a complete roster down there. They got a really talented defense. The running backs really coming into what they are. They got a young receiver, plus T.Y. Hilton. So I think it's the Colts makes the most sense. And if we're trading them, I don't want them in the NFC. You know what I'm saying? How damn salty are we going to be losing to him in the playoffs? Like, fuck that. Send him up to the AFC. Let's see him in the Colts jersey.
I thought about this, and to me, the team that make the most sense, which is, I can't believe I'm going to say this, it's the Dolphins. And the reason the Dolphins make the most sense is because, at best, they have the most draft capital to do anything and still be good with it. If they decide to say, hey, we want to trade, we'll give you the 3rd pick overall and pick 18, you give us Stafford and pick 7, they haven't lost anything. They grab another quarterback. They got the 7th to still get one of those receivers that they want. And then on top of all of that, they still reserve a lot of their capital. So we just have 313 J-Mo join the show. What's going on, J-Mo?
What up, though, J-Mo?
What's good? I wanted to stop in real quick. I'm off the phone, so if the connection get choppy, I don't want to hear the jokes. But what's good? What's good, everybody? What's good, man? I just wanted to stop by and say what's good. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man.
Yeah, listen. Let me get you right in real quick because we're talking about what team makes the most sense for the Lions and Stafford. See, to me, the Lions is the number 1 priority. So the deal has to be set for them first off, right? Like, then it comes down from that to Stafford. So what team do you think make the most sense for the Lions to trade with?
Well, it depends on what the Lions are trying to get, because I value like draft picks and player differently depending on what player I'm getting if I'm trading with a team. Because like if a team offer me a 2nd round pick, or if I can get a stud player I want, I might take that player instead of that pick, even though if that pick could yield something. But I mean, I know this team. I'm gonna name two teams. I know this team can't trade for them because their cap situation is terrible. But if the Steelers could find a way, and I think it could work, we'll take the remnants of Big Ben, and then I'll take a couple of y'all defensive studs, and they'll be fine. But the Steelers are in a terrible cap situation. But other than that, I think maybe the Colts, only because I've been talking to some Colts fans, and I heard you talk a little bit earlier where it's like Colts fans are in a consensus with giving up not a consensus, but 85% of them they're fine with giving up their first round pick for Stafford. And looking at the draft picks and the capital that they have, they could give up a first this year and something the next season and still have Stafford and still be able to fill their holes with Stafford on the team. So it would work out really well for them. But, those are a couple of teams. And 49ers, give me one of y'all defensive studs. And y'all can have them. And y'all can have them. No, they're not giving us none of their defensive studs. It'll be draft capital. No, I'm just saying Indianapolis will be draft capital, but teams like the 49ers and the Steelers, I think it could be players along with capital. But I know Indianapolis, they'll give up they're in win now mode, so they're not gonna give up a Darius Leonard.
All right. You got me thinking. I thought about another question. I'm gonna hold on to it. Miss Rachel Marie, the Queen of the Den, has shown up. Miss Queen, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. How are you guys?
Doing excellent. Glad to have you on the show. Let me answer this really quick. Do you see a 2-team trade like Jets get Watson? Okay, Texans get Stafford. We get the second round pick. No.
Can I say one thing, Lions fans? Stafford isn't going to a bad football team. Get that out your minds.
Well, it's not.
If the team is trash, he ain't going there. I'm just letting y'all know the reality. So Houston Jets, it's not going to happen.
You have a choice there, though.
Right, he don't have a trade. But I'm saying, it's the Jets get Watson, so they will be sending Watson to the Jets. The Jets will be sending their second overall pick to the Lions, and the Lions will be sending Stafford to Texans. But the problem I have with this is if they it doesn't happen. Like in the NBA, hell yes, right? NFL, it's just uncommon to see these type of 3-way trades. Like that's almost as rare as like a 5-leaf clover. Like I just don't see how that will work, in my opinion. Miss Queen, let's talk about it. Obviously we're trying to figure out, who gives the best option. Like, what is the Lions' best option or the best team, I should say, that Stafford can be traded to that makes the most sense for the Lions and Stafford?
I mean, I don't know what everybody else here answered, but I think one of the most obvious best options that I feel like it was just kind of teed up for them is definitely the Colts. I already saw that in the chat a lot. But they have the cap space, not that his cap hit is incredibly high to any team that we trade him to, and they've got the draft capital. So, I mean, and they need a quarterback. Those 3 things right there tell me that makes the most sense. But I saw an article today, and I really tried to find it when I got home before coming on the show, that said somebody was reporting that 5 teams are ready to give up a first-round draft pick for Stafford. I didn't read far enough in to see who all 5 of the teams were, but I do believe that. And I think one of those teams that might be up there and might be another decent option. I don't think it's as teed up as the Colts are, but the 49ers, I mean, they could make something work for us too that I think would be fair enough. I think we all personally just hope that we make something work for us, but also work for him, as far as not sending him somewhere that's gonna suck just as bad as here.
Okay, now we got one half of the dynamic duo, real Detroit Lions fan, Andrew. What's going on, Andrew? What's going on?
Yo, what's going on? Long time no see, man.
I know. Listen, bro. I feel like 2021 kicked off with everybody work schedules being ramped up. Like they just said, "Well, let's get to work, people," and we just it's been harder and harder with the work schedule. So and then some of us got kids and everything. So
right.
when we assemble, this is Voltron. This is like the Power Rangers Zords coming together. So I'm hype about it. Here's a question that we are at right now, Andrew, which is what team makes the most sense for the Lions and Stafford to be traded to? Like, who's that team?
Yeah. So, I've heard some of what you guys are saying, and personally, I don't like it, but I feel like the 49ers are in the best situation. I hate it because he'd stay in the NFC, but they have the most capital in terms of players. And I feel like, because they have so much talent on that D line, like if we were to get one of those first round D linemen that they have on top of like a really high draft pick, I feel like that would be the best case scenario for like both teams, because they just need a quarterback. They can afford to get rid of one of their D linemen.
Plus, they did come out and say that they would prefer to trade for their quarterback than to draft them. My only question with that was,
I'm not gonna lie, Stafford on the 49ers sounds great. It's terrible as it is because he's in the NFC. I'm with Andrew. I want to send him to the AFC. I'm with you on that. But I mean, man, that division, I'm gonna invent my own popcorn and I'm gonna eat it every game. I can't.
I could be wrong, but I believe we play the 49ers this year too. So
there's a verified account on Twitter. I sent it in the group chat. I don't know if you see it or not, but it has the top 5 destinations preferred by Stafford. I can read them off if you want, or if you can do it too. I'll see in the group.
The top 5, I'll read them out from 5 to 1. 5, the Panthers. 4, the Chicago Bears.
Ooh,
really?
Disrespectful.
We are not trading you within a division. Stop playing. You better find.
I don't think that list was real. Like,
that's when I thought the same thing. I'm like, bro, I'm gonna trade you the Jets. Talking like that.
There's no way Stafford said the Chicago Bears. Like, there's no way he said that.
I mean, listen. Then at number 3, the Jets.
Right. No.
Number 2, the Colts, and number 1, the 49ers.
Man,
I'm gonna question the validity of this a little bit, but you know what?
Verified account though. I was saying
it is a verified account. It is, but it says former Lions quarterback Stafford preferred destinations.
That's the same guy that before the whole like the team mutually seeking a trade for Matthew Stafford was reported, put up that he was in talks to be traded to the 49ers. Just so you guys know, he like sparked the whole anxiety of Lions Twitter that day.
Okay, but I still have a hard time believing Stafford said Chicago Bears. I'm sorry.
Me too, for sure.
I know that Stafford knows we would never trade him there, so there's no way he would request it. Like, that's just basic knowledge. There's no way he says Chicago Bears.
Also, I mean, he wouldn't want to disrespect Detroit like that. He's like, no. You guys extend Mitchell Trubisky. That's definitely do that.
Y'all keep saying it, but it's on that list. And if that's the first guy to tweet about the trade, it might be true, man.
I don't know. I mean,
but on the back end of that, to be fair, a lot of the like Detroit national media tagged him afterwards saying if he is right about that, that would be the first thing that he was ever right about. So just saying, like, there's definitely discord.
Right. Lance and Spartan, boy, you see that look nice. Boy, it look good. He says it's going to be Dallas. JJ will overbid to the point that we could not send Stafford home, calling it now. The only reason I'm going to say no to that, is because that pick is so high, and I don't think he would be willing to give up a first for Stafford. I know y'all going to say he did it for Roy Williams. That's why. I think he felt stupid afterwards. Like, they sold me a bill of goods, and I got in the way. I don't think he'd do it. But if it happens, yes, you the first to say that. So shout out to you.
I just don't think Dallas has enough assets to trade for Stafford. They did back a couple seasons ago, but at this point, they can't really trade for him.
I mean, they still do though.
They can see it, but if they do, it's gonna seriously injure their team, and there'd be no point in trading for Stafford.
Well,
Remember,
Ramon,
Jerry Jones, the dude who gave first round for Amari Cooper too. So if he's calling, I'm answering. He be doing some silly ass trades.
but he do that with he do that with a lot of skilled players. He has no qualms with doing it with the skilled players. Ramon the New Age says if Stafford goes to New England, do you think he is Patricia is on site? No, because he gonna want to try to keep his job. But yeah, I mean, from what the rumors and all the stuff been saying is he was not a fan of how he talked to people, and so I think that played a part of him not going there. Plus, the Lions ain't doing business with them unless they talking about big cash trade value. So, I think that automatically eliminates that. Let me
The Patriots are not going to get Stafford. They don't have the team for it. They're not going to invest capital into one position when they're all about trading players to get more draft capital. That would be completely against what they've done for the last 20 years.
What do they have to give up?
Nothing.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It's really only like a legit 5 or 6 teams in the Stafford race. These other teams will pop up, but it's really like only 5 or 6 teams, and we know who those teams are.
First of all, shout out to E-Dog 1, 2, 3, 4. QB wins are a stat. That's for you. That's for you, Easy. I can't.
I mean, it's there, Luke. I can't. I don't like them either. But it's
listen, at the end of the day, you know, there are a lot of things that people say is a stat and it's real, but you got to be able to shuffle through the BS. Mainstream media got y'all brainwashed. We got to get y'all reprogrammed. Listen, let me go around the table and ask this next question because it has apparently during an interview, someone asked Kenny Galladay what did he think about Dan Campbell's first interview, and his response to it is, and quote, "I love his energy. I love everything he was talking about." So that got me to thinking, will this lead to Kenny Galladay coming back knowing that Stafford is going to be traded? And I'm going to start this off with you, J-Mo, because I know you got some opinions about this. So let me start this off with you off rip.
I think Kenny Galladay is returning.
Whoa.
Was that a question?
It was. But like, look. I think that Galladay would go to a different team with Stafford, but I just found it kind of unusual that he decided to do press knowing the situation of the team, knowing that Stafford is going to leave. I feel like he's like, well, I'm about to be the face of the team now, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And I've always said, for my young quarterback, I'm signing Kenny Galladay back because I would love to pair a young quarterback with a receiver like that. I've already said that before. And I think, they're going to work out some deals or some franchising is going to happen. And he'll be on the team at least for one more year. I don't know about after that, but I think he might stay on the team because of that injury. He got to prove himself a little bit more, even though he's trying to get paid. But I think he wants to be the face of the team now.
I just can't believe J-Mo saying that. Okay, you got me a little worried.
Why would Kenny Galladay do this interview knowing the question that was going to be at? Like, what was the point of him doing the interview? Like, let's be honest. Like, you got to think about why people do things. Like, why did he do this interview? And he's still playing for the Lions. If he was trying to move from the Lions, he wouldn't be doing no interview, talking about his team. You know what I'm saying? Like, the interview would be pointless. But he's like, this was a reassurance interview. I'm telling you.
Listen,
I mean, he don't got control of questions though.
I get it. I get it. We gonna spin this to Rachel. I got to try to find some balance in this. Rachel, I mean, Kenny G says, I love his energy. I love what he's talking about. Do you think that means he's coming back, even though he know that his quarterback is getting traded?
I think he can love Dan Campbell's energy, and it doesn't have to mean that he's coming back to play for him. If he is leaving, if anything, it's smart in an interview when asked about the new head coach to support him. You know what I mean? You don't want to sound like you're 1 foot out the door already, like, oh no, I didn't like how he interviewed and I'm not going to be here anyways. So I don't think that it necessarily means that he is going to be coming back. But the only question that I do have about them potentially like tagging him or something like that is where they're at with the quarterback situation. Because if you think about it, there's a lot of different situations that could happen coming into the draft, especially depending on what kind of draft capital we get in the trade for Stafford. But like, say Holmes wants to trade up and get Justin Fields. If you don't have any weapons for Fields, that makes no sense. So therefore, I could potentially see the thought of them saying, yeah, we're going to eat 19 million in dead cap space for trading Stafford, but we're going to clear up 14 million. I don't know. Maybe we tag him to try. I don't know. Like,
yeah, but the tag is 19, right?
Conspiracy theory that's the conspiracy theory side of me that's like, I don't know. I guess it kind of depends on what they're trying to provide this next quarterback with, if anything. They obviously don't have to. They could be like, hey, y'all shut up. It's a rebuild year. We don't care.
If they're franchise tagging him though, that's at least 18, 19 million for a franchise tag, right? So
wait, he's a free agent?
Yeah, he's a free agent.
Yeah.
Or unrestricted or restricted?
Unrestricted. So if you tag
I just don't understand. I just feel like if you're going to leave the team, what's the point of the interview? You know what I'm saying?
Who do you interview with?
It was
Good Morning Football.
Yeah, that's
Good Morning Football. Like, if he's not gonna be on the team, like the interview will probably come after he goes to his next team. Like, it's just like, and we know Galladay, he ain't said a word about nothing. And all of a sudden, it's just like, what
if like Dr. Detroit is right? Like, this last year he was playing super, super injured. I mean, we know the type of money that he wants, but what if, okay, more conspiracy theory. Sorry guys, I'm throwing out a lot today. What if he'll take less?
No, I've been saying that he got injured, so his leverage is decreased. So he's probably thinking a little bit different. It's up to what the Lions are going to do, but if I'm sure Galladay wants to go to a contender, but that interview was just very unusual to me. I was just like, why are you trying to act like you want to stay here knowing you don't? Like, that doesn't make any like, that fake PR is no point. There's no point in doing all that.
And I think I'll segue in off of that, because the first thing that I thought of when I saw that is hogwash. And Nomis beat me to it. Nomis said he's full of shit, and I said, yeah, I agree that he's full of crap, because I think he's still trying to show that, I'm a team guy, I like what he's doing, but I don't think that means he's going to stay there, because it does matter who's throwing him the ball. It just does. One of the things I remember, because Terrell Lawrence got a YouTube channel, and it is funny as hell, and he had Randy Moss on there, and Randy Moss was talking about how when he was in Oakland, he said, I will burn a cornerback, and the quarterback will throw the ball like 5-10 yards behind me. And so he was like, it was killing me because I had to slow down for the quarterback. And he said at that point, that's when he knew, he was like, I'm ready to retire, because at this point, if I can't get nobody to give me the ball when I'm in my top stride, I don't want that. And to me, I think receivers think about that. Who's throwing me the ball? You don't think Antonio Brown thought about that when he heard that Tom Brady was going to the Bucks? I mean, so I think he was full of crap. What say you, Andrew, on this? I mean, Kenny Galladay said he loves the Dan Campbell interview. He loves the energy. He loves what he's talking about. Do you think that keeps him here, even though Stafford's going to get traded?
Look, he better love seeing that door slammed on him, because he better not be coming back.
You say don't let the door hit you with a good Lord split you?
Yeah, look, you can't bullshit and deal with that injury crap all of last year and then come with a new head coach and be like, yeah, dog, I love what I'm seeing from him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's 100% him saying, like, are you going to pay me? Because that's how I interpret it. Like, I don't want him on my team at this point. You gave me nothing all of last year. You should have went to IR after like week 2 if you were that seriously hurt. And then you're going to come and you're going to want a new head coach, a new system and everything to invest hella money into the wide receiver position when we have to fix our entire defense and find a new quarterback. That makes no sense. I would be shocked if they did it. If they did it, to me, that's just incompetency, if you ask me, honestly.
Now, let me answer this question. I kept it up here for a while because I wanted to be fair to it, and I was thinking about it while I was up here. What about the Jacksonville Jaguars trading him there? Here's my problem. I know Bevel is there. I know Urban Meyer's there. But I also know Urban Meyer is not going to sit there with the first overall pick and say to himself, I'm going to take a 33-year-old quarterback versus Trevor Lawrence. He ain't doing that, and I don't see him doing that. Because if he do that, and then Trevor Lawrence goes on to be the new Andrew Luck or the new Aaron Rodgers or the new whatever you can come up with, whoever your favorite quarterback is, his career is over before it even started in the pros. I don't see him making that mistake, so that's why I don't see that being the case. Easy. What are your thoughts on this? Do you think Kenny Galladay stays at this point? Like, do you think he stays and ride the Lions even though Stafford getting traded?
I think it's definitely possible he stays. I think it's out of the question. As far as him like speaking on what he said, and you have to be you gotta be nice and speak well on people who may be potentially paying you at some point. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why he said what he said in the interview and whatnot. But you don't know what questions are coming on in an interview. You're not purposely going on in an interview just to promote your love for the Detroit Lions and whatnot. But I can see him coming back, especially if we're bringing on a rookie quarterback. Why not give him a toy like Kenny Galladay? While he's out there. I don't see why not. I would be happy to have him back, honestly.
Now, this question came up because when I saw this, I said, this is a damn good question. This is by Jeff Reisman, I believe it was, for Pride of Detroit. I want to say that's why I saw this article by. If I got that wrong, I do apologize. I hope he's listening. But he asked a simple question, which basically talked about the Lions not being this attractive location. I still think it was not an attractive location, but it did bring up a question of, why do you think the Lions are attracting so many good coaches and front office people? So right out the gate, I'm starting this off with you, Rachel. Why do you think the Lions are getting so many good front office and coaches that want to come here? Like Deuce Staley had options at other places and was like, I want Detroit.
I'm sorry. I got so distracted because I was typing something in the chat. I got really distracted. I was answering a question about Mark Brunell.
She said, I got really distracted.
Okay, I really did.
Jacksonville.
Well, they were asking if Brunell was a mobile quarterback, and I was saying I remembered him being at least more mobile than anything we've seen in Detroit. He ran for 2,219 yards and 14 touchdowns on the ground in his 9 seasons with the Jags. Not anything crazy, but he was definitely more mobile than Stafford has been, as far comparably. So, I mean, he's somewhere in between. Anyway,
okay. Listen, I'm picking up what you're putting down because, like you, I was up here reading this where it says he got 11 picks. Luke Urban can get both a vet for. Oh, I see. Okay, yeah. You know what? I forgot. Joseph did bring up a similar trade to this where he said that they basically get Trevor Lawrence, but they still end up trading some first round picks where the Lions keep their pick at 7 and take Jacksonville other picks to compensate for it and make Stafford the bridge quarterback to Lawrence. But if that happens, that would be the perfect scenario, in my opinion, which is what I would want to happen for the Lions here, to make somebody else the bridge. But, what the hell do I know? Go ahead, Quin.
Stafford said he didn't care about that, bro. He said, I ain't about to raise no young dude to replace me. Like, y'all do that y'all own, bro.
Listen. I'm just saying. Go ahead, Quin. I'm sorry.
Oh no, you're all good. So the question was, why do we think people are choosing to take these positions in Detroit, right?
Right.
Who am I crediting that to?
Yep.
I'm gonna split that credit between 2 separate people because when people come in to a job interview in Detroit, I think off the bat they're thinking, this job is not going to be easy. In fact, it's going to be very challenging. I'm going to be taking a lot of crap from fans, and I'm going to be trying to make a lot of people happy that haven't been happy in a long time. So what I think one person deserves credit is Sheila. Sheila Ford Hamp deserves credit because as much as these people are selling themselves to her, their resumes to her, something she's selling to them is making them want to be here. I don't know how she's doing it, but she's doing it. And then I'm also going to give credit where a lot of the national media didn't want to, especially for these coordinator hires, to Dan Campbell, because these are connections that he's made throughout his career, whether it was playing. I mean, he played with Aaron Glenn in Dallas, and Anthony Lynn was the running backs coach when he was there, and all these connections that he has, people must like him well enough to commit to a pretty scary job opportunity, if you ask me. So those are the 2 people I'm giving all the credit to.
Yeah, I mean, the article laid out some of the people that you referred to. But hey, let's see what everybody else think. Easy. What do you think is the reason that so many people are picking the Lions? Like it's funny because I really said like this is not a destination, but somebody know how to sell something, and they're good at selling this snake oil. So, what do you think is the number one contributing factor?
I think it speaks volumes to Dan Campbell and a little bit of Brad Holmes too, but more importantly, Dan Campbell, because he's a guy who's been around the league and has been spoken upon in renowned ways. A lot of people speak very highly of Dan Campbell. That was one of the reasons why he was hired with no experience, even as a coordinator. You know what I'm saying? That he was able to sell some snake oil to the owner of this team. So I think that just shows I guess the respect that he has around the league, and coming off of a coach like Matt Patricia, transitioning from him to Dan Campbell, I think is important because it shows that he's really good at maintaining relationships and allowing people to feel comfortable coming into a situation like the Detroit Lions have, because we have not won in a long time. Even when we had Barry, I'm saying we weren't really doing much. So I think it speaks volumes to him and his character, and I think that we should be excited that he is the leader of this team going forward.
See, Lee Bender stole my person. And to me, it's hands down Chris Spielman. I give credit to Sheila. Don't get me wrong. I give credit to her because she brought in Spielman. However, I really do believe that it's Chris Spielman. Let's just follow me down a rabbit hole for a minute, people, if you will. Chris Spielman's brother is where? On the Vikings. Doing what? All sorts of things. Chris Spielman is a well-respected person in the media, right? He's well-respected by every different level. He's called a number of different games. He's talked to people. He's in the room with his brother. They've had people come to their house. They do these things. To put a football mind in place, said to a lot of people, in my opinion, is I don't have business people trying to do football. I have football people who want to do football. And I think people like Dorsey, who got a higher position than he had with the Kansas City Chiefs, looked at it and said, yeah, I like what they're building over here. I think people like Brad Holmes, who said, wait, you're gonna follow my idea and my suggestion to break things up so it's not all this responsibility on one person. That fell in love with that. And then you go and get a coach that, if at all, nothing else, players seem to like him. He's a player's coach. And you look at the people who are player coaches who are having success off of that alone, it started with Chris Spielman. That's my guess. I could be wrong. But to me, Chris Spielman started this whole thing. I know Barry is in the room, but Barry's just there as a spokesperson body. If it was me,
wow factor.
Yeah, what I'm saying? Like, how like Jerry
Barry is a smooth operator, dog.
But if you look at
right, like Barry's just there.
No, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you were going in and out. If you look at the Dallas Cowboys, every time they draft somebody or interview somebody, they always have Emmitt Smith and Michael Irvin there every freaking time. Yeah. Every time. They'll call in Dion for a favor. I need you here for this interview. Like
the Broncos do it too. Every time they got free agents over, you know what I'm saying? The rings in front of them.
Yep, they do the same thing.
Had Shannon Sharp in the interview going crazy, like, hey, yo, Shay, you want one of these? You want one of these?
He got a YouTube channel too. That's funny as hell. I like his YouTube channel as well.
I love Shannon Sharp, man. That's what I got.
But let me ask you this, Andrew. I mean, what do you think? Why do you think all these people are choosing Detroit? The Dorseys, minus Brad Holmes and Campbell. Obviously, nobody was really talking about them like that, I guess. But why do you think all these people are picking the Lions now?
Yeah, I mean, it's a combination of things. Like if you look at how, the franchise was for the past 80 years, whatever, you saw a broken down franchise that no one wanted to go to. People hate on Michigan, whatever, but it was a trickling effect. You hired Dan Campbell, threw out a lot of energy. He had a lot of connections. He probably was already talking to these guys, from this past year. You saw him cry in one of those videos, right? When he finally got back to their training facility. He already knew he wanted to come here if we gave him the opportunity. So he was probably talking to all these guys, and was like, yo, if I go, you going to coach for me? And they're like, hell yeah, because he's a nice guy that you can relate to. You can you're willing to play under, you're willing to grow for, you're willing to put your body on the line for, and so he also built all these connections, so he built all that rapport with all these guys, and they're just trickling in. And then you have all the Brad Holmes connections and everything. And honestly, like, if you have good relationships with people, it goes a long way. And we're starting to see that, because a lot of the guys we've brought in years past were all people that, didn't have the most experience, or, they were new to things. And that's why they always got knocked, no head coaching experience, no this, no that. But these guys, they have so many relationships. They've been around a couple places, and I mean, they did it right.
Listen, if at all none of us, we agree to the fact that they have it. J-Mo, what do you think? What do you think is contributing to this boom in us? I mean, we're still in coaches from teams next door. Like, we just took somebody linebacker coach, the Bears. That's what it was. We took the Bears linebacking coach. Why do you think everybody's now deciding, like, oh, I want to get on train with this team?
Man, all I know is it's only one person pulling up to your house at the middle of the night with a lion logo at the top of the limo with a blue stripe on the top, all white. I'm talking about young Sheila. I'm talking about the one that's ready for the chip. It's about the top, and it's the owner. I don't think none of these people would be here if it wasn't for her. I'm talking about Campbell. I'm talking about Holmes. I'm talking about all of the people. And I feel like the standard that she set has trickled down to everyone. I mean, of course, Dan Campbell was a great hire, and Chris Spielman, but who brought in Chris Spielman? Who you think idea that was to bring Chris Spielman and Barry Sanders? Who do you think is really trying to push to get Calvin Johnson back? Big Sheila? Hey, Calvin, you keep playing with her, she gonna pull up on you in all white. Calvin, she gonna pull up on you in all white. Don't play with her. Blue stripe on the top, lion logo on the crown. Don't play with her. Young Sheila.
J-Bo said she put up like she a Domino's pizza delivery driver. The lights on and everything. You come outside right there. I gotta talk to you.
She pulling up in a long, a limo, long, like a 20-foot alligator. Like she going in, but I think the standard that she set, and it's just a lot of things in the organization that are running differently just because she's in charge. But bringing in Chris Spielman and Barry Sanders and people like that just doesn't happen without her. So that's how I feel about the situation. I feel like it's Sheila. Like Sheila's gonna get us closer to a chip than we've ever been. I'm gonna tell y'all that.
You remember I got my butt handed to me for getting all hype for her. Remember that? Oh, it's the same people. I'm like, nope, not the same. It's different when you're the one calling the shot. No, she was responsible for this decision. Yeah, that's different. Somebody asks you your opinion, and you like, well, it ain't gonna make a difference anyway. I'm just gonna leave that alone. Benjamin Foe says y'all act like they doing it for free. They went to an interview and for the job. Yeah, but here's the problem, Benjamin. Stay with me. Walk with me. They could have went to other places. You got a guy leaving Kansas City who's in the Super Bowl, right? You have a guy who was on the Bears who decided from the Bears to the Lions I should go. A guy who was on the Eagles who said from the Eagles to, and who had offers for offensive coordinators with other teams. And he chose to come here and do Staley, right? You had Anthony Lynn who had other options. Who chose
Anthony Lynn, the big one.
Like he could have went anywhere. He was getting interviewed for positions and stuff, and he chose here. And that's my point. He had interviews for Seattle. He chose Detroit. I'm just saying, no,
Anthony Lynn, I know he just got fired, but he's head coach material 100%. He could have got another job as a head coach. Right. And the fact that he's our coordinator is unbelievable. That was probably the most shocking hire. It was actually unbelievable. I was like, really?
Yeah. Yep.
I mean,
the same way.
It's just like I said. I know it's easy to downplay it. He said the Kool-Aid is spilling over tonight.
hey, let it run us over. Let it run us over. Look, the other thing too, Anthony Lynn and then John Dorsey too. That was huge, man. John Dorsey been doing this shits with multiple organizations too. So we got tons of pieces, and I think Dr. Detroit commented something about collaborative effort, and that was something that Brad Holmes really touched on multiple times throughout his interview. And when he introduced himself to Lions fans, he made that video. And I think that's the type of organization they're building. You know what I'm saying? It's a new type of leadership, which it's collaborative. You know what I'm saying? Because Brad Holmes isn't well versed in signing free agents and making trades. John Dorsey is. You know what I'm saying?
I can't even clown Benjamin for because he a fellow Sparty, but this dude say all this to be 5'11" next year.
Hey, we playing the long game. Everybody know we're not gonna be good next year. We playing a long game.
Oh my God! So a lot of people are giving credit to Miss Sheila for it, and I got to be honest, J-Mo. Yours was like spot on, like 100% spot on. Like I just think that the biggest factor in doing it was bringing in a football guy. And you're right, the person who led all of that was Sheila, and that's you can't overlook that. But let me jump down to the next question because y'all the chat out here tripping today. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button, people. Also, everybody in here, I'm gonna go through so nobody don't get it confused. If you have not, let me be clear, people. Let me get this off the screen really quick. My bad. If you have not subscribed to my man SpeakEZ Sports, I don't know what to tell you. He got Mr. Ball over there talking about some. It's easy, baby. All that extra stuff. You got, don't miss out. Okay, don't miss out. It is linked on my channel. It is in the description. If you're not subscribed to this man, then I don't know how you've been on this planet. Like he's been around for as long as dinosaurs. Like he's legit. Like put some respect on that man's name and go and subscribe. Okay, don't just watch the videos. Get that man some love and support. And if you have not even heard, because I know some of y'all are like super fanboys when it comes to fantasy, you got to go to the Real Detroit Lions fans channel, which is also linked in my description. Subscribe and like to them as well. And we don't just stop there because we handle things a little bit different around here. You see, a house full of guys ain't no fun without a queen to rule over it. And if you have not spent no time checking out RachelMarieSports, then I'm gonna need you to wake up, or somebody need to come in and dump a bucket of water on you because you've been asleep too long. All right. So make sure you go and hit that like button for us all. Let's get to this next question because this right here is the one I've been waiting on. This is what I've been waiting on. How much time are y'all willing to give this new regime opportunity to win? Because it was so many people who was willing to be 3 years in on a guy who was 9-22-1 in 2 years. How much time y'all giving this new group of people to do it? We started off with you right up the gate easy because you was one of those main Patricia supporters for 3 years.
Whoa.
How much you giving them that?
I was no Patricia supporter, but I said he deserves a third year.
That's support if you ask me.
3 years is good, man. Because especially considering the fact, obviously, we're headed like a new way with the quarterback position. With all draft picks, you don't know what they're going to be. 3 years, man. 3 years, because we're at 1 year. This guy being a rookie, maybe messing up a little bit, unless like an Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III situation, and then we have his sophomore slump, and then his third year, he better have his shit together. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, 3 years. Okay, we got him down for 3 years. Make sure we like to timestamp that one. All right, J-Mo, how much time you giving this new group, this new regime, to start giving us wins?
To start giving us wins or just period?
I'm gonna just say to give us win, to get this thing right. We can't be doing 5-11. We can't be doing that.
I'm hesitating because like y'all ain't gonna like my answer. How long? That's what I'm saying. But look, I'm gonna get this regime. I don't know about wins and losses, but I'm gonna give them 5 years before I start to be like, if like we in year 5 and I'm not seeing.
Wait a minute. What you say?
Seeing 5.
I had to take him out for a minute, people. Here on
I was like, he cut out, man.
Hey, bro.
He said 5 years, bro. You scared the hell out of me. What?
Yes, bro. You're losing Matthew Stafford. You got to rebuild the whole team. Like, it's going to take years for you to rebuild this. Yes, that's how long it's going to take to rebuild the team.
I gotta get more toilet paper. Then I'm gonna be doing too much damn crying. What? 5 years, J-Mo?
Yeah. Okay. What do you like? What do you expect? Some magic wand? What do you mean, bro? Like we about to be? I told you, and Jim told you, it's purgatory. Get ready for it. Like unless Justin Fields or Zach Wilson win Rookie of the Year, we in purgatory. Like, and I mean, seriously, like rookie of the year. That's how good they're gonna have to be. Rookie of the year, good.
But you're not
Like,
alone. Look, they right agree with you.
purgatory. Y'all about to have Ryan Fitzpatrick out there, and then next year we're gonna have a rookie. And then one of the years the QB ain't gonna be healthy because he ain't never gonna have protection. He gonna miss games that year, and then it's gonna be 1 year we gonna be like 10-6. We lose the playoff game because of the rest. And then we gonna be in year 5, and then that's when I'm be like, all right, get it together. like I'll go through all the ups and the downs, but like I didn't really feel like we had the 32nd ranked defense and the 31st ranked rushing attack. Matthew Stafford covered up a lot of our problems. This team needs years to build and establish a culture. Got to give Dan some time. And that quarterback, you know, I know we see a lot of quarterbacks come in young and just hit the ground running. That doesn't always happen though. So that quarterback is going to need time to, you know, become great and learn and have a team and all that other crap.
You just messed me up with that one. I wasn't ready for that one. Rachel, Rachel, we got 3 years, 5 years. What say you? How much time are you giving this 5 years? How much time are you giving this new regime to get things going and get us in the way of winning? How much time?
I hate this question because I really do feel like the Patricia era traumatized me when it comes to trying to answer a question like this, like putting a number on it. Now, of course, I wish that we gave Patricia less time. I agree with the 3-year model SpeakEZ was running with. I'll say this. This is going to be my answer. 4 years max, like max if it's not working out. Absolutely nothing over that if it's not working out. Preferably, obviously, I'd like to see what they're doing in 3 years. But then J-Mo got me with that whole 10-6 and losing playoff games from the refs. Because I was like, you know what? That's true, though. We could be on our way up. We could go to the playoffs, and the refs could, like, pick up a flag, you know? I mean, we've seen it before.
That's what you did there.
And we'll be like, Phil's played so good in this game. He had 300 yards. And we lose.
So 7 Mile BG says, I do believe that having real football players as a coach will help get the most out of our team. And thanks for being a part of the show. Hope you hit that like and subscribe button so you can catch more of our talks in this roundtable doing it. All right, so we got 4 years. I mean, this thing is getting like more shocking by the moment. 3, 5, 4. Well, 3 in a possible, but so 4. Andrew, I'm scared to ask you, man. What say you, man? What say you? How much time are you giving this new regime to show you something?
Look, you know, the first thing I thought about was Patricia, and I was like, oh, dear God, I can't go through this shit again.
Yeah, because you was one of those 3-year people, too. Like, give him a 3rd year, man. I'm like,
you know, and the reason why this question is so hard to answer is because when you looked at Patricia at the end of year 2, you're like, all right, the defense kind of turned around. Stafford was out for 8 weeks. Every single game was within 7 points. We were in it, blah, blah, blah. And so you're like, all right, I need to see the 3rd year. But within 4 games, you know, 2, 3, 4 games, whatever, we already knew. We're like, nah, bro, you need to fire this guy before freaking next week. You know, so he's not coming home on the plane. So, like, it's very subjective. You know what I'm saying? Like, I personally think 4 years because this defense is going to take time to fix. You know, it's not going to be, oh, I'm going to plug in an elite linebacker and it's going to fix. You know, like, we need to change the scheme to a 4-3. We need to find better pieces for that. We need to plug in, you know, an elite level linebacker. We need to plug in a really good DN, like all this stuff, you know. And then we got players like Romeo Okwara that aren't on contract. We have like 20-something players that aren't on contract. So I need to see the first 2 years rebuilding, retooling, whatever term you want to use it, investing into young players that have a lot of talent, fixing the cap situation. And then year 3, I better see a very good team. Okay. I want to see a team that's competitive. I want to see a team that's not making no bonehead mistakes. I don't want to see no freaking, you know, the quarters go on every single, you know, week you're watching in the 4th quarter. We're either behind or we blow a lead. Or every 2nd quarter, we can't put up a single point in the 2nd quarter. I don't want to see any of that crap. I want to see us putting up points throughout the entire game. No stupid timeouts. I want to see challenge. If we get some bullshit flag, I want to see passion from my coach. Like I want to see this man go off. So I say 4 years because it's going to take time to fix all that. It's going to take time for the coaches to build that chemistry, and it's going to take time to just get everything right.
Okay. 3.
I got a follow-up question.
5. 3.
Like
3 the possible, and then 4. Go ahead, follow-up question. I just want to.
No, it's just like because I'm trying to understand what Andrew's talking about. So if Stafford was still on this team, how many years?
I'd say 3 because you already have one of those pieces taken.
And if that's the case, then you need 6. Like if Stafford give you 3 years, then you need 5 or 8. Like if Stafford, if we got Stafford and it's gonna take 3 years to repair the team without him, you looking at 5. Like
here's the thing that I'm looking at though, right? I'm analyzing.
Okay, let's hear you.
So I'm analyzing our team, right? We have a very solid offensive line. We have a top tier tight end. We have a very young, very talented rookie.
Wait, you said what? I didn't hear what you said.
Shut up. I didn't want to hear you.
I just want you to repeat that.
Listen, shut up. Anyways, we have Swift, who has shown that this man, if you give him the touches, can carry the team. And we do have a couple pieces on the defense, So when you look at that, I see with the right scheme in play, you can get by with the offense, especially if your quarterback can throw it. Like that's why someone like Winston would be a good bridge quarterback, because although he's going to throw interceptions, he can still drive you down the field. And then in that meantime, we need to fix the defense. I'm not talking about, we're middle of the pack, whatever. I want to see a top 10 defense. Okay. You have a couple years. You're going to have draft capital, especially once you trade Stafford. If you can fix the defense, we don't need an elite level quarterback or, a quarterback like Stafford that's not only a veteran, but, people fear him, whatever. You don't need that if your defense is fixed and if you use your playmakers properly. We literally, our 2 best players all season got no touches, no targets. Why are Swift and Hawkinson not getting more targets? Why was Swift not getting more carries? Because coaching was shit. If you utilize your players properly, you'll see how much more efficient we can be. So I don't think 6 years is realistic. I think that extra year will give you what you need.
Okay. I just feel like after 5 years, like, come on. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Now, Charles P. says, I think this is different. We brought in Patricia to bring us over the hump, not rebuild the team. Now we are going for a full rebuild, going from the top down. I say at least 4 to 5 years. Now, as quick as that came in, you can call me Funk says, hell no 5 years. Devin 99 says 5 years. 5 years? Are you kidding me? Don't talk to me about no 5 years. Jay White, he says, facts, J-Mo. That's real. That's a real answer. I'm finna piss off everybody because I agree with Jimbo. Jimbo G, who said the same thing that I'm going to say. 2 years. All I need is 2 years to see if you're the right person. It's just that under the Matt Patricia era, I saw in the first year that he was not the right guy. And for me, 2 years is enough for you to see it, because in year 1, yeah, I should still be able to see a competitive team, right? Like we want to see a competitive team. But let's be honest. You got Dorsey, supposed to be a huge talent evaluator. You got Brad Holmes, who's supposed to be a huge talent evaluator. You turn around, you go out and you add all these other people on the coaching staff, from Anthony Lynn, who has already been through as a head coach, who can now help the head coach. You got a guy who's hungry, and Aaron Glenn, who can get assistance from Deuce Staley, who understands how to be a positional coach. You manage to hang on to your offensive line coach. It's a lot of moving parts in here that say that we should be doing things at a faster rate. I'm not saying going to the Super Bowl. I'm saying I need to be able to see that we turn this thing around by year 2. I'm willing to forgive the first year, especially since Stafford getting traded. Now, mind you, before Stafford was getting traded.
Well, what does turning this thing around mean?
To me, turn this thing around is this. That means that we are playing meaningful games in December, and we are closer in the race for the division than we have been in the past.
So if we look like Arizona in 2 years, are you happy?
No.
No, but there's a difference between Arizona and us. Arizona made a fatal flaw when they brought in Cliffberry. He started out good, but Cliffberry
He called that boy Cliffberry.
What is his name? Cliff.
Kingsbury. Cliffberry. You made me think of cereal, bro.
My bad, bro. Listen,
All these grand, baby.
somebody came. I was doing a live show the other day. Somebody came in and was like, "Well, you can't pronounce nobody name." I said, "I've been telling you all this for the longest." I'm just saying, Cliff Kingsbury. When they brought him in, he didn't, whatever his name is, he didn't know how to really build a staff. He's starting to work around things. He's starting to do it. He got more than enough talent over there to win. The problem is, I think they got a good GM, but they hired the wrong head coach, in my opinion. He can only get them so far. He should have started out as an offensive coordinator in the NFL to kind of work in his stuff, then go into the head coaching ranks. I didn't think he was as qualified, just like I didn't think that other people were qualified. So that's what I'm just saying.
Luke, I feel you. I see what you're saying, man. You know, you're not saying necessarily like, oh, I expect them to have everything fixed. You just want to see we're on the right track. You know, and I can respect that. I almost went with that, but then I was like, nah, I mean, it's going to take more time to fix it. And I thought that's what you're going after. But you can usually tell if a coach is going to be good based off how the team responds, if they're even trying, because, you know, whatever. If he's trying to get the most out of them, you can see all that on the field. You can see it in the play and all that. So I feel you.
Yeah, I'm just at a point where I'm saying, let's be honest. I saw in year one that this is not going to get better. like I literally was like, yeah, the defense finna be lit. In that first game where he decided to start Tavon Wilson over Grover Quin, I was like, no. And then you look at that play where he get killed, you're like, where the hell was my safety at? Like, what happened? Like he was literally just putting people in because he knew them. It had nothing to do with talent. That's where the flaws were coming in at. There was certain down, like the Green Bay game, right? The Green Bay versus Tampa. They head coach made two flaws that I was like, yo, you effed up. And everybody's talking about why we should the field goal. No, when he went for two, I knew right then and there he wasn't playing to win. Because if you go for two, you're playing to get that 25 so you can play for a field goal to tie the game up to 28. But if you was playing to win, you would have took your 1 point and told your team, get the ball back. We trying to score. And that's the problem. He was not aggressive in that regard. And when I see those little coaching errors like that, I call them out. It just is what it is. So, but look, now they lighting my ass on fire right now for saying Cliffberry. Y'all, man, Jesus. I told you I can't say nobody's name. Look, Frankenberry. Listen, hey, don't look, they are dying. Y'all out cold today. But for me, 2 years is what is that? We got it. So we got Easy down for 3. Was he going to stick to that number? Because that's what he gave, Patricia. We got 5 and a possible for J-Mo because he says if Stafford go, you need the 6 1 9. Definitely 9. We got.
I only said 6 because Andrew talk about 3 with Stafford. Like that sounds like a heart attack to me.
I'm just saying we got 3 in the possible with Rachel, and then Andrew, who was basically saying 4 in the possible. I'm saying 2. Call me crazy. But let's switch it up to a little bit of Super Bowl talk in a way. What can the Lions learn from Kansas City and Tampa right now? Like, what can they take from what they saw from Tampa and Kansas City this past season? Starting off with you, Andrew.
Oh, man, I've been preaching this shit since I could talk, man. I mean, you literally just play your game. Don't try and play to your opponent. Don't try and do any of this fancy crap. Go out and be as aggressive as humanly possible. I want you to take your heel and put it on these guys' neck, okay? That's how Tampa Bay is, and that's how Kansas City is, right? They don't care how many points they're up. They are throwing bombs left and right. Tampa was up. I swear they were up like 2 touchdowns in one of these games that I was watching. And they're still throwing deep balls left and right. Kansas City's up 20 points. Tyreek Hill, 80-yard touchdown or some crap. They don't take their foot off the gas. And I don't care if you're trying to manage the clock, whatever. You know what's better than managing the clock? Putting up points. Putting up points is the best thing you can possibly do. And if you look at the elite teams in this league, it's either they have literally the number 1 defense or they're so aggressive on offense that it's so hard to beat them. And that's what I want them to take from this, is that whatever offense you put into play, I want you to take shots downfield all day, baby. All right. Put up points. Don't freaking try and run first and second down, whatever, manage the clock, but you go 3 and out. How the hell are you going to manage the clock if you're on defense? You're not. So put up them points and make them beat you. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel about that.
First of all, shout out to Steve-O, because I caught this when he said, just don't sign the MVP, which is the Nickelodeon valuable player. I couldn't. Mitchell Trubisky won that, and I was like, they lost. Like, how did he win that? Like, that's
because the children watching the game, although they were learning about it, only knew the biggest names in the room, I think.
Listen, I
not your reason.
I thought it was funny. I thought it was absolutely hilarious. So, but what say you, Rachel? I mean, what can the Lions learn from Tampa and from Kansas City?
Well, I mean, I'm kind of on board with Andrew, like what I was hearing from him, because I was trying to formulate my answer to this question, and kind of what I heard from Andrew and what I'm repeating in different words is not to overthink it. You know, I feel like we just spent 3 years with Matt Patricia doing exactly what Andrew just said, trying to be the smartest guy in the room, but he was overthinking everything. And yet underthinking things, like just not using the right types of schemes against the right types of offenses, and all over the place. It was a disaster. I think what we see in Kansas City, and I think what we have seen kind of coming together in Tampa Bay, is a combination of coaching staff that the players respect, a coaching staff that gels with each other, and that is of the same mindset in the direction that they want to take the team. I do think that we ended up with, Patricia and Bevel, and why were they together? I don't really know. They don't even seem like the type of people that could agree on one thing versus another. So I think something that I see alongside Andrew's point, not overthinking it, is cohesiveness in your staff, and that trickles down to the players.
I mean, and y'all hitting on some very good points. I'm trying to save it. I see they in the chat having conversations about should the Lions trade a second-round pick for Sam Darnold or Jalen Hurts. And I'm just going
for who? Do y'all want me to lead this stream? For who? Like, y'all better shut up.
Listen, there's no reason to make that trade, and the reason you don't make that trade is because with this draft, you'll be able to still get your quarterback, and you're going to have a ton of like defensive players that you can get from rounds 2, 3 on out.
And Cap,
it's not going to be a run of defensive players in this draft. Like I'm almost sure that Parsons may slip out of the top 10. Like the more reports they keep dropping on this man, he may not be there in the top 10. I don't know
he
if
may not be drafted, bro. The stuff I'm hearing, this man's about to go to jail. Like,
it's like, dude, like they keep dropping reports, and it's like, yo, like I don't know, how.
What do you do?
We're gonna leave that alone.
I just heard about that today, like 1 hour ago.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that public. That's the thing, is it's just now kind of getting released. Right. And like, honestly, the stuff this man was doing, like, he really could go to jail.
Right. That's a real possibility. So yeah, so it's becoming concerning, people. I'm just saying. So that's why you don't want to trade that pick. But let's bounce it over to you, J-Mo. What can the Lions learn from Kansas City and from Tampa?
You can't learn nothing from Tampa. That's an anomaly. From Kansas City. I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious.
You say you can't learn nothing? That's an anomaly? It's just...
Yes. Okay. Like, they literally was like, Brady, oh, you need a team? Let's go build you one here. Like, that's never happened in India. Like, they literally got this man, Antonio Brown, and then 2 other no-name receivers, Miller and the Johnson dude you love. And it was like, oh, yeah, we're going to get you Gronk, too. Oh, yeah, we're going to get you him too, and him too, and him too. Oh, and then we're gonna make sure your defense is fully loaded with everything you need.
Oh, here go Leonard Fournette.
Right. It's just like they built Brady. They built Brady a team, bro. They just built him a freaking team, and I just feel like you can't really learn nothing from that unless you're gonna go get Tom Brady and build a team around him. Like, to me, that's just an anomaly completely. But Kansas City, because I could say, Tampa Bay, has good coaching or they have good defense. It's just like, come on, man. We can't learn nothing from them. But we can learn a lot from Kansas City. One, draft speed. Two, get head coaching. And once you develop a system, it doesn't matter who's running your system. It will always be productive. And Kansas City, I mean, has shows that on offense specifically, and even defense in spots. But you build through the defense and you build through your system. It doesn't necessarily matter who's at the helm. A guy can come in and still win a playoff game for you. So that's what I would learn from Kansas City. You know, draft speed, you damn idiots. And you know, like it's just like
I am right now, bro. Mister, let me sign Kenny Galladay with no speed, no separation. Boy, if you don't shut your face.
Hey, Kenny Galladay is a monster. What are you talking about?
I just said, why you so aggressive with it though? You like, goddamn idiots. Damn, listen, really quick. The Durham is and they're having another debate about moving Trey Flowers. It's gonna cost you $26 million in dead money. $26 million in dead money. So $26 million in dead money on top of $19 million in dead money from Stafford. You cannot move on from Trey Flowers.
Well, Trey Flowers is not a bad player. Trey Flowers is not a bad player by any more means. He's not an elite level player though. He's gonna get a job done, and that's it. You know, and we saw that he played very well. It's just he can't freaking stay healthy.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the money got to make sense. People in football, like take all the love for players and all that stuff out and start thinking about the money. That's what make you move, and that's how it works. What say you, Easy? What can the Lions learn from Kansas City and from Tampa Bay?
I'm in the camp of J-Mo from both teams. Nothing. What they got going on is some stuff we ain't never really seen before. That those teams are so damn stacked. I think it was you. I was talking with the other day. I looked up the rushing stats. Yeah, we talking about running the ball and whatnot. These teams don't even rank top 10 in rushing, and usually that's not the case with Super Bowl rosters. You know what I'm saying? Like you got the one thing. Actually, I will say though, maybe back to J-Mo, the speed. Draft some speed. If you get somebody that can throw, and you got a productive off coordinator, draft him. Get him some receivers that get open. That's one thing. You can't coach your speed. So definitely get us some speed. But I don't think there's much to learn, man. These two teams are anomalies. The Chiefs are just something else. I can't think in my lifetime just how explosive of an offense they are. And it's like they just turn it on when they want to, too, at a snap of a finger. So, and then obviously the Bucks, I mean, if you learn anything from them, it's probably just sign a whole damn all-star team. You know what I'm saying? They got fucking everything there. So, I don't think it's much we can learn, man. We just have to do it our own way. I don't think we could really mimic anything that these two teams are doing unless we get the next Patrick Mahomes.
Okay, let me make sure I'm clear. I've went through everyone and got everybody on the panel, correct? I got you right, Rachel?
Correct.
Okay. You're all wrong. Let me tell you why. There's three things we can learn from them. One, leadership starts from the top. And I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about from the top. Their front offices are making moves that are not normal. That's why you're talking about these stacked teams. They are viewing it in a way that makes sense. And on top of that, they have the coaches that players are willing to take pay cuts for to play with. They have players in very specific spots from each level that lines up. Go and look at both these teams. There's a special player at safety, a special player at linebacker, and a special player on the D-line. Flip it to the offense. Special player on the offensive line, special player at running back, and a special player at receiver, and a threat at tight end. They are identical in every aspect. I didn't say nothing about the quarterbacks because the quarterbacks, the last couple of games, have not had to do much to win them. Hell, Tom Brady, the reason the Packers got back in the game. And if you go to Mahomes, for all the people who want to talk about stat Pafford and all that other crap, Mahomes was just padding stats because that game was won before it even started. It was just simply the top going down. Then it's the most important part. This is the most important part. They put so much talent around that the opportunity for failure was low. Because what they did was they built up enough talent so that they can survive whether it's on the road or not. Let's not forget, people, Tampa went to Green Bay in January. It was cold as hell out there. They come from Florida and smashed them. Why? Because they were prepared for it. They had the different leadership from top to bottom. I think the Lions need to follow suit and build it up from every single level, and therefore you would find yourself doing a much better situation. Just my thought. Y'all can kill me now. Feel free. I
mean, damn, you didn't have to try and shut us down, Luis. You're like, y'all all wrong. I mean, you just took it above.
I don't know, man.
Like,
You ain't learning nothing from Tampa
I'm like,
Bay.
wait, so we don't want cohesiveness in our staff, or
this is what I'm saying. The cohesiveness that you talk about in the staff is one thing, but that cohesiveness started with the fact that they've been assembling this from the top. So those people in those front office, that's why I'm excited for the Lions front office. Those people in those front offices have been assembling those things. If you look at Bruce Arians, he's like, man, whoever the best people is, I want them. He's got female coaches who are full-time female coaches. This is stuff that's not happening. Like, if you look at it, they said Todd Bowles sucked as a coordinator because he sucked as a head coach. He said, no, he don't. He made him his defensive coordinator. Like, these little things. He brought in the first female athletic trainer, all this stuff that he's doing to create that cohesiveness. It started from the top and working its way down. And that's all I'm saying. It's literally like a virus that's being spread. And that's what I want to see the Lions do. That's all I'm saying. Now, I don't want nobody to kill me. Just putting it out there. So clearly, we've had a lot of fun. We're getting close to the end. I'm going to hit on one more question. Well, two, because two of them, they should be fast. The first question is this, in one word, what are your thoughts of Sheila Ford at the 6 months of her being the owner? Starting off with you, Andrew. Say what now? What? Okay, all right. Why so?
Look, I mean, as much as I love the moves, I want to see it come to fruition. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have the best possible everything and then just doesn't pan out. So I need to see it come through.
Okay. Shout out to the Hood Cam. He's in the building, man. He's over there doing all sorts of stuff. He just hit 7,000. So shout out to him. Make sure you subscribe to him. He's also featured on my channel and linked in my channel, people. So don't not miss out. So glad to see him in the building, chilling with us. So we got wasn't expecting that to be the response, but okay. What say you, Rachel? One word. I mean, it's been 6 months, I believe, or a little bit over 6 months. That she's been the full-time owner of the Lions. What are your thoughts?
Boss.
Okay, talk to me. Why boss?
Because she's the boss lady. She stepped into a position that her mother and her family has had for however long, and she is doing it differently. She doesn't want to be talked about like the Ford family has been talked about in owning this team. She is making boss lady moves. She's doing it the right way. She's a boss.
Okay. All right. Y'all got some good words out here. J-Mo, one word. It's been a little bit over 6 months. How are you feeling about Miss Sheila Ford? Hamp.
Of course, Rachel stole my answer, but I would just go with Queen then, man, because that's how she running. That's how she running things. You saw what she did, Patricia. She sent them to the axe and the guillotine. We saw what happened. And we moved on. But that's what I'm gonna go with, Queen. That's what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. What say you, Easy? One word that best describes Miss Sheila Ford Hamp.
So we already had the word boss.
We already got boss.
I don't think anyone said that.
Mafioso.
What did you get that from?
Mafioso, because I'm making an edit as we speak. And J-Mo keep bringing up her, pulling up the limo and whatnot, and we already heard the term boss. You know what I'm saying, she's making moves. She mafioso. She'll cut you off. She got to do what she got to do. She's
got to be the mafiosa.
Mafiosa.
Look, you getting corrected. That's what you get. I ain't alone on this. Hey, get it together now. Listen, my one word for her is legendary, and I'm gonna tell you why. She has managed to do more in this little bit of time than her mom, dad, brother.
Whoa. She ain't done nothing yet, though.
I'm gonna tell you why she has done something. When's the last time you've been excited about a front office? I'll wait. Go ahead. Tell me.
I like.
Yeah.
I only had like one regime change in my lifetime, really, though.
I'm just saying. In that one regime change, were you excited about the front office?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited all around. Yeah.
You excited about the start off in your one?
Oh, I'm excited now. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
that's what I'm saying. So now she's like everybody that we was like, yeah, we want John Dorsey for general manager, and then they was like, we had Brad Holmes. We was like, what the hell, dude? John Dorsey's going to be this? What? Like, where did that come from? You know, we have people who was like, I want Anthony Lynn. Oh, we gonna get Anthony. He's gonna be the offensive coordinator. Shut the front door. Like, this is what's happening. All these shock factors, one after another. The fact that she decided that, hey, I'm not a football guy. Rod Wood's not a football guy. Chris Spielman's a football guy who has connections through media, his brother, and other stuff like that. These are smart decisions. The fact that she basically held up to her end. If this was the previous regime, we would have still had Patricia. He would have made it to the whole end of the season. He wouldn't have got fired to that Thanksgiving game. You would have never caught them on camera with their hands and their heads and their hands like, damn, what the hell just happened? You were not going to see that. All the things that she has done has been different. We want to be on 97.1 the ticket no more. She did that. We want to be hearing stuff in the media about I'm finna try to fix this thing with Calvin. She's doing that. It's legendary. Now, don't get me wrong. I do agree that it could be risky, which is a word that is used by not a Lions fan, but right now, everything she's doing is legendary, and it should pan out in the long haul. Just saying, what she did at the very least is going to end a lot of trends that has been with us, which is one, we have not been having people be stolen from us as front office people or coaches. That's going to change now. There are people on this team that was going to get another job for being here. And she managed to do it in a short period of time that got players excited. The media went nuts off of that one press conference. Some hated it. Most of them loved it. That's all her. So I'm just saying. Last question. This is a draft question because I know a lot of people have been talking about this. Who is that one quarterback in the draft or free agency? I'll throw that in there. In the draft or free agency or two that you just like, please stay away from. Please stay away from. We're going to start this off with you, Rachel. One quarterback or two, if you think of two, that you just like, please stay the hell away from them.
I'm not going to lie. I've been a lot more busy looking at the quarterbacks I want them to go for than I have for the ones that I want them to stay away from. So that's a little bit of a hard question for me. I'm not going to lie. I've really only done my research on Fields, Wilson, obviously Trevor Lawrence. So I'm not going to lie. I'm probably going to have to pass on the one that I really, really want them to stay away from because I wouldn't know right now.
Okay, that's cool. I respect that honesty. Here on the Detroit.Sports.Alliance, we ain't finna gas you up and just be saying stuff. She feels more confident in telling you who she want than she do not. But since that's the case, tell me who you want then. If you can only have one, who you want?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I know I said that I know which one I want, but I really am torn between Fields and Wilson right now. I've literally been looking at research on both of them all day. Personally, I feel like I
love that you're like struggling with this. Like you gotta
this is
like she's trying to figure out like, is it the Calvin Johnson jersey or Barry?
If I had to say, it would be really hard for me. And I've been watching their tape all day and whatnot. I like a lot of what I see from Wilson. Let me put it this way. I like a lot of what I see on Wilson's tape. However, my biggest concern, and it's the biggest concern it should be the biggest concern of everybody that likes Wilson, is his lack of ranked competition when he was in college. I think he is a gunslinger. I think he's reminiscent of a couple really great quarterbacks that are in the league. Certainly has God-given arm talent, and he's the most accurate quarterback in the draft. Maybe behind Mac Jones. I should say maybe behind Mac Jones, but I know he has a 73.4% completion rate. So all that to be said, he was my number one until I started thinking about his lack of experience against ranked opponents, whereas you see Fields making these big plays in the Big Ten where Ohio State is easily taking on tougher competition. I mean, some of the best competition in the entire NCAA. So I really am torn by that alone, but those are my top two for sure.
Okay, what say you, J-Mo? 2 quarterbacks, whether it be 1 rookie and 2, or 1 veteran, or 2 rookies or 2 veterans. Who are they? 1 or 2 that you just like stay away from? Please stay away from these people.
Yeah, man. Like somebody brought it up today, and then I saw it on Twitter. Like I almost want to take some of you Lions fans to boxing gym so I can smack y'all. I do not want no damn Sam Darnold. Okay. And look, and when I say this, this is not saying Sam Darnold can't play. And this is not saying that he's not surrounded by anything. I know all of that, and I still wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him with a 4th round pick. I don't want him. And Ryan Fitzmagic, that's the last person I want on this team.
Hey, you better stop clowning on my boy Fitzmagic.
No, man, I know, bro. I don't want no Ryan.
Show some respect to Fitzmagic.
Fitz tragic. Ryan Fitz tragic. Man, you better get on somewhere with that.
Y'all is silly. Easy. 2 people you just like, no, stay away from. I don't care what it is, stay away from them.
Shit. I absolutely don't want.
Yep, but you just like, I can't.
I mean, I don't know if he's gonna be there, if it's even an option, but I don't want Jameis. I'm not trying to mess with that, and I'll probably say Big Ben.
Okay,
bro. Listen, I'll tell you right now. If we fucking brought Big Ben in, I am done with the Lions. you know, bringing a quarterback that should be retiring, bro. Like, I'll flip.
I mean, they want a veteran presence, and it still gets what you wanted. You wanted them traded, so you got to, this is the part of it.
We deleted this whole last minute of this podcast. We can't even speak about this man coming to Lions.
There are two people in the draft whose names are starting to get brought up because of the Senior Bowl, and I'm like, I don't know why y'all doing this to yourselves.
And the Alabama guy, I don't want.
Ian Books, I don't want no parts of this dude. Like, go and watch Notre Dame and tell me why Ian Books deserves any consideration. Like, seriously, like, I watched Notre Dame more than I would like to admit. And the truth is he's not impressive. Another name that keep coming up to me is Jamie Newman or Newsom, whatever his damn name is, that played at Georgia and then Wake Forest. No. He just I have to be able to see a progression in you, and I don't see that. I just don't see that. Now, if I had to just throw in a bonus one for free agents that are veterans, if the word Cam Newton better not ever come here. First, I'm gonna be honest. I lost respect for Cam Newton when he fumbled that ball in the Super Bowl and bailed out on it. Like, no, not me. Don't want to get hurt. I was done. Like, so them are my people. At this point, people, we're gonna give y'all a second for some questions. Any questions you want to ask, please do so. Shout out to Casey. Thanks for joining the show. I had your picture up there for a minute, but I can't find you again. So hopefully you're still in the chat. Shout out to you for being here. But we're going to give y'all this opportunity for y'all to ask us any question that y'all want, that y'all can come up with, you feel.
You skipping over me, Luke?
Did I skip you already?
My bad. It's not bad, bro. I haven't been on in like 4 months.
My bad. Listen, I'm going to tell you the truth. Once I heard you say something about Fitzpatrick, I was like, oh, we there. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. Two people that you don't want, like, you just like, no, stay away from them.
Look, you know what's funny is I can literally list like 20 quarterbacks I don't want. And I got 2 from the draft and I got 2 from the league, man. 2 from the draft. I do not want Mac Jones. Alabama quarterbacks. Hell no. You got Devontae Smith over there. You got all these guys. Please, for the love of God, do not bring Mac Jones onto this team. Number 2, I don't want Justin Fields. I don't care what anybody says. I do not want this man on my team, and I will freaking flip if we draft him. I know a lot of people are hiring him. I'm not hiring him. Okay, I'm sorry. It is what it is. As far as the league, I absolutely do not want Tua, because that means that we literally trade Stafford for some sort of draft capital and fucking Tua. I will literally flip, because I hated this man before the draft. Everyone wanted this guy instead of Okudah. And if we ended up getting him, I would laugh so damn hard when he comes to Lions and sucks. And I just got to throw some shade at J-Mo, because Fitzpatrick literally outperformed Tua and should have never got benched. They probably would have did better towards the end of the year.
How's that throwing shade? I could care less.
I'm just saying, bro, because you're like,
I don't care nothing. That's not going to change my mind on Fitzpatrick.
You gotta respect the beard.
Can I?
I'm not respecting that beard,
Andrew.
Yeah. Let me just say my last piece and then go ahead. So the last player I don't want to trade for or get is Deshaun Watson. And although this man is freaking phenomenal, I don't want to trade for him because it's going to set our franchise back so far with the amount of draft capital we would have to give this man. So, yeah.
The Rams still suffering from, but go ahead, Queen. You got a follow-up question for him?
I do. Okay. So I know you said you're not in on Justin Fields. This is just something that kind of struck me. With Fields kind of being a dual threat quarterback. I mean, 867 yards rushing, 15 rushing touchdowns. Anthony Lynn, taking over at offensive coordinator, has spent plenty of time with some dual threat quarterbacks like Tyrod Taylor in Buffalo. Not that he's as much of a dual threat, but recently, Justin Herbert in Los Angeles. Like, do you feel like they could be a match to help develop Fields under a bridge quarterback?
I mean, I feel like Anthony Lynn does have experience with that hybrid, quarterback, but also Tyrod Taylor was never a great quarterback. If you truly watch his games, he had so many damn flaws, like it was bad. And I do feel like Justin Fields would be better than Tyrod for sure. But I know people hate it, but I don't like taking Ohio State quarterbacks, and especially like I don't know. Like, I could be wrong. I'm usually really good with quarterbacks. I could be wrong, and I feel like if there were a quarterback to ever prove me wrong, it would be Justin Fields. I don't like taking Ohio State quarterbacks, and I don't like the fact that this past year we don't have that much tape on a lot of players. So like, to me, it's a hard year to truly evaluate quarterbacks and be like, you know what, I'm going to spend the 7th overall pick on this guy and then bring him into a system where we don't have a single receiver for him to throw to.
Yeah.
So that's even worse for me because he is more of a dual threat than he is a pocket passer, so you'd have to rely on his legs. And I don't know if we have the players on our team for that.
See, and now you said his legs and dual threat, and now I'm thinking about Mark Brunell. I mean, I don't know. I hear you though, because definitely Ohio State quarterbacks don't typically tend to pan out. And I totally agree with you on it being hard to evaluate this year, especially with the chat blowing up. Like, nobody seems to be on the same page anyways.
Well, dude, here's the thing is a lot of people, they want Justin Fields, they see what he does. And this is the same in every college team, right? Everyone's like, oh my God, Tua, please. Every Lions fan, draft Tua.
Not every Lions. I was team.
No, I'm not saying us. I'm saying Lions fans were so heavy on Tua, and it drove me absolutely mad because I'm watching this guy. I'm like, this guy ain't shit. He's gonna be injury prone. He can be accurate, but he is not a game changer by any means. And we literally saw it. I mean, Dolphins players are coming out and saying, there's reports, but they're like, yeah, Tua ain't it, because he's not a good quarterback, and some people don't realize that a team like Alabama, a team like OSU, they have so much freaking talent that they don't have the pressure on them because their offensive lines are elite. They have elite running games. They have elite coaching. They have elite wide receivers and everything. And that is not the case in the NFL. In the NFL, you have mismatches. You have so many things that are coming at you. And that's why they don't transition. Like, when was the last time an Alabama quarterback transitioned or an OSU quarterback transitioned? Dwayne Haskins literally broke all the records for OSU, and this man sucks ass, and he's literally going to be out of the league before the season is over. And I called this. I'm not joking. I literally called this.
I've always said, like, Justin Fields was the only one that had me iffy because I think about his decision making, because I'm thinking about the Lions. I'm like, okay, so you're gonna have Justin Fields trying to make decisions while being tackled, throwing all these tight windows with guys who can't create separation. I was like, I don't like that. But I think he'll be way better than Tua or Dwayne Haskins, though. I think he'll definitely be a solid NFL quarterback.
Look, I think he will.
Let me jump in really quick. I do apologize. Let me jump in. Casey says, yo, what's up, my man? I'm subscribing to all of y'all. I'm going to eventually start my own show. When you do, you heard it here first. When you do, reach out to me, any one of us on Twitter, Instagram. I think we all on Instagram and Twitter, right? I feel like we are.
Twitter.
Reach out to one of us. We'll get you on the show so we can let people know about your new show, talk some sports, have some fun, and, get this thing going. So definitely reach out so we can get you on there. Yeah, because like I said, the quarterback conversation is going to be a heated one. It's going to take time. That's why I was trying to stay away from a lot of the quarterback questions because I was like, yeah, it's about to get lit with this alone. Let me hit on some of these questions really quick, people, so we can get through it. Starting off with Don Burr. He says everybody is saying, oh wait, this one came after it, but he basically said the question was everybody keeps saying take a quarterback, but nobody is telling him why. So right here, people saying we don't get these quarterbacks. I haven't heard a good reason why we don't get them yet. I think one of the reasons is where do you see the Lions picking next year? If you tell me the Lions are picking in the top 10 next year, then cool. Look at next year's quarterback class. Do you think the Lions will be in position to get a quarterback then? And do you have faith in them to make the right choice in rounds 3, 4, 5, and 6? If you're saying yes to those, then I understand why you want to overlook this. But if you're not saying yes to those, then I can look a little bit different.
I got a question for you real quick. So if you look at how the NFL, is in terms of their starting quarterbacks, and then with this draft, there's going to be like 4 quarterbacks are taken in the top 10, more likely than not, So when you have 4 rookie quarterbacks and you have all these other quarterbacks and all this stuff, how many teams are truly going to be drafting a quarterback in the first round next year? I don't see more than a couple, and right. There's very good odds we have a better pick than them because we do have a lot to fix.
I don't think we're gonna have a better pick. That's where I draw the line at, because I think that the odds are there, like you said, but the better pick is not what we're going to have. I think the Lions are going to be in the middle of the draft next year, like in that 15 to 20 mark. That's my prediction. I don't see us being higher. And I think that's why, to me, the quarterback now does 2 things. One, it does give you that year that we go, every Lions fan gonna forgive the Lions for year 1. They just is, right? Like they're going to forgive them for year 1. You might as well get your bridge quarterback and let your other one sit and learn. It is what it is. But if they don't do that and then they take a quarterback next year and then say, well, we're bridging them, damn that. Our patience will wear thin. This city has been going through too much to be playing this game of patience. And so to me, this is your best chance, because this is where you're going to get the most draft capital. This is where you're going to – this is a very good draft for quarterbacks. It's much better than it was going to be next year. And so to me, I would take my quarterback this year. Dev99 says, how do you guys feel about Trey Lance? We'll take this one with you, Easy, because I know you share some of my views in a way. So what are your thoughts of Trey Lance?
I think he's very, very raw, but the potential is absolutely there. I like the fact that there's multiple facets to his game. I like that he can run. Definitely, though, something that we need to know we're comfortable in molding. It's not my first pick for sure, because we don't know, what we have in coaches. But I think he definitely has potential. It's just if we can mold him correctly, teach him, not to be a knucklehead, he could be out cold. But we're not known for that. So it's risky.
J-Mo, do you think we can trade back and develop trade back for developmental quarterback Trey Lance and who got a major earn? You think we can trade back and still get him?
Trade back to where and still get him?
That's a good question.
Because after a certain pick, he ain't gonna be there. Like I'm talking about, I couldn't see him going past 14, and I'm being generous. So depends on where you're trading. But would I trade back and get Trey Lance? No, probably take another quarterback,
Okay. So you don't see that as a possibility of us trading back at all?
No, I think we're going to have 2 first-round picks, and that's what's going to stir things up.
Zach J says, draft capital is the key. You hire a good GM because he drafts well, give him capital. It's one of the reasons why I tried to bite my lip off when we traded for freaking Everson Griffin for 5 games now, right? He played 5 games for us. How many games?
I will not apologize for that Everson Griffin trade. I don't care about you.
I'm not tripping on that one either.
All right, look, we literally got rid of our 5th-round pick this past year before the season started.
But the problem, listen, is just about draft. No. We can't even pair it. We can't even pair him up with nothing. So
I'm playing.
Keep y'all questions coming. I'm not apologizing about that. Everybody is saying that Lance is a developmental project. No guarantee he even develops into anything. The Lions can't afford to get this quarterback situation wrong. And I agree with you, Don Burr. I think the reason why I'm so anal about them getting a quarterback this year is because you're right. If they can't get it right this year, guess what? I still have a year of looking at my guy in practice to know if he's going to be legit or not. And if what happens, like you say, happens, we end up in the top 5 or top 10 or whatever it is in draft picks, we take another quarterback. And now I can use him as a trade piece to say, hey, I want to trade this person to you to move up for this one or whatever the case may be, or trade to somebody who got a pick who may be in love with him. So it has its pros and it has its cons, but I think you are right. And I'm not knocking you on that view. Let me see. More questions. I'm just going down. Good things to the fan base have you to agree on a quarterback. Okay, let me see. I'm looking for questions, people. Questions. Let me see.
I got a question for y'all while you're looking. You know,
if
you were to take a position that's not quarterback in the first round, what are you taking?
Offensive tackle. You'll still be high enough to get one of those 2 top offensive tackles.
All right.
I would take that in a heartbeat.
All right. What about you, SpeakEZ? All right, JMO.
Yeah, I think
you talking about at 7?
Yeah, at 7. You know, what are you taking?
Well, I don't know what's going on with Micah Parsons right now, but if it wasn't him, I guess I would take a tackle. Like, I would hate to take a receiver, but I would take a tackle before a receiver. Like, I don't want those problems.
All right, Rachel, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I mean, the Micah Parsons news kind of messed me up. I'm actually literally at the end of an article about Lions draft picks that I'm writing for Pro Football Mania, and now I'm like, well, damn, do I need to go back and take this Micah Parsons thing out? Because now everybody's going to be like, are you crazy? Did you hear about that? And I'm like, oh, my God, it took me forever to write this. Thanks. Yeah, I was thinking linebacker. The only other linebacker that I even really put that much into looking into, you know, his film or anything like that is Dylan Moses from Alabama. Obviously, he got hurt though, so we weren't able to really see if he was going to have a breakout season. But I mean, as far as linebackers go, he seems like he was built in a lab to play the position. But you know, I would just have to do a lot more research on that. So this Micah Parsons thing's messed me up, you guys. Literally.
Sorry for that. Sorry for that.
I mean, I can't take no linebacker that's clapping his teammates' cheeks over there. You know,
oh my God.
I'm sorry. This man,
bro, if you don't stop with this nonsense, man.
Casey want to know: do you guys like Trey Lance, or do you guys? It says so. You guys don't like Trey Lance or Kyle Trask? I don't have a problem with either of them. Kyle Trask to me is a guy that's 100% a system quarterback. You need a perfect system for him. Trey Lance is another system quarterback. They're the same player, if you ask me. It's just that Trey Lance got more wheels. That's my view on it. This question right here comes from the Dern, who says, do you guys think the Lions want more of a pocket passer or a hybrid pass run quarterback? Easy. Are you back?
I'm back.
What do you think? You think the Lions want more of a pocket passer or a hybrid pass run quarterback?
I'm thinking hybrid pass. I mean, I don't know what they want. I know what I want. I want a hybrid run pass quarterback or pass run, however you want to say it. Like, I feel like there's just more ways to win a game. There's multiple wrinkles to your offense. Linebackers have to worry about your quarterback, you know, sneaking out of the pocket and running for you. Or there's designed run plays. It just opens up so many different things for your offense and for defense to even focus on preparing for you. So I definitely want a run pass quarterback.
Yeah, and I think they want to run past quarterback because it does. Like as a person who played defense, I remember like around like that Michael Vick era, and we started seeing more and more quarterbacks do that. It irritated me. I swear to God, it irritated me. The only thing that gave me joy is when they forget to slide. I was like, "Oh, you didn't slide. I'm finna destroy your life, every piece of it." But if they were smart enough to get out the pocket and slide, oh, it irritated me every single step of the way. So I think you might be right. What say you, Andrew? You think they want more of a pocket passer or that run pass guy?
Yeah, I mean okay. I guess when I look at this question, if you really think about it, there's not really quarterbacks coming out from college now that can't run. Even the pocket passing quarterbacks can run nowadays. You know, like we're not looking at Tom Brady's and Peyton Manning's. Like every single quarterback coming out of college is athletic as all shit. It's just the generation, each generation coming through, they're evolving. They're all quick. Daniel frickin' Jones is running 23 miles per hour, outrunning people, tripping over his own shoelaces. You know what I'm saying? And he's not a running quarterback. Josh Allen was not a running quarterback, and look what he's doing. This man is trucking linebackers and stuff. So I feel like whatever, unless it's Lawrence, which even Lawrence has wheels.
But he stays in the pocket first. He wants to throw the ball first.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like regardless, you're gonna get someone that's very athletic that, if need be, can do what Mahomes does, can do what Watson does. These guys are passing quarterbacks first, but they have the speed to get out and make plays with their legs. So, I mean, I want someone that can do both, and honestly, that's going to be across the board.
What do you think, J-Mo? Are they going for a run pass guy or a pocket passer?
No, I agree with Andrew. There aren't any solely pocket passing quarterbacks anymore, especially not in this draft. So it would have to be run pass because there aren't any quarterbacks that don't run.
Yeah, I mean, true. Gary, the Rooter, comes in and says, "Hey, Luke, I'm here late, but I'm here. I appreciate you just being here. And anybody who comes back and watch it, I appreciate it. It helps. Just make sure you hit the like button and do it. We are about to get out of here, though, unfortunately, because we're going to get into our final thoughts. So, again, for everybody who jumped in, appreciate it. Casey, let me go back to his name because he's right here. I'm pretty sure his channel is not going to be called Casey. But when you do, come up with your channel, reach out to us so we can talk sports, man. I love collaborating with people and talking sports and getting different perspectives. It's so much fun. So let us know when you do it. Let's start this. Yes.
What if he wanted to name his channel Casey? Not you hurt his feelings and shit, man.
No, listen. I'm just saying, like most times.
No, boy, about to go tell his people, man. Like, no, man, he talking about my Casey name, dog. I had to switch the channel, man.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that most times people they try to give it more of a sports name so you can know that it's a sports channel. If you were to be searching something, you want something that you know is going to be a sports channel. So I want Casey. That's not what happened, bro. That's not what happened.
SpeakEZ Sports. No, I'm playing.
Don't do me like that. But anyway, wait, hold on. He got one more question. What do you guys think of Amon-Ra St. Brown? I think he's a lot like Golden Tate.
That's a dope name.
Let me see. Amon-Ra St. Brown.
I don't know who it is, but that sounds like you dog.
I heard the name, but I'm trying to think of the school and the number. See, it's too hard to remember all these people's names. I suck at it. So it's easy for me to remember the school and the number. God, it'll come to me. It'll come to me. It ain't coming right now, but it'll come. Give me school and number. Yeah, I keep saying that because it's hard. Give me your final thoughts, Andrew. What are your final thoughts for the people?
Yeah, I'm happy I could finally get on, guys. I haven't really been able to talk Lions in a couple months, so it was super fun, especially kind of catching up with everyone, and just glad to be back.
USC wide receiver. Oh, yeah. Yeah, we can wait on him. Because there's so many. This is a really another strong receiver class, and we can wait on him. I think he's a very good player, but it's two things in this game that I noticed immediately. He is always looking for the person. So instead of him focusing on the ball and just taking the catch, sometimes I've seen him look to see if he's not getting hit. Oh, who's there? Nobody. I love Tooney from Florida. I like him a lot. All right. What are your final thoughts, Rachel, for the people?
Yeah, I agree with Andrew. It's a little bit more sporadic that I get to join in on the shows these days. I know everybody is super busy with work, so it's always fun to come in and talk Lions football. And the chat, you guys are always great chatting with us and at us and asking all those questions. So just make sure that you're subscribed to everybody in the D.S.A. I know there's a lot of stuff to talk about right now, so a lot of us have a lot of content coming out as well. And sip the Kool-Aid, you guys. We're not chugging it yet, but we're sipping it, okay? As always, one pride.
Taking shots.
Sip the Kool-Aid. And 313 J-Mo, Heart of the City, man. What are your final thoughts for the people?
I got a couple hot takes. First hot take, Stafford ain't being traded if it's not a first involved, no matter how much you don't believe that, Luke. The league love him more than you think. Also, I just wanted to thank Andrew for the elite tight ends on my team. It's so great to have him.
I mean, you could have had Ed. Remember that.
And thirdly, don't overpay Kenny Galladay. And I just want to say shout out to my Lions fans. It's been a ride, and I know people are excited and not excited, but I will say this. In that first round, you better get this quarterback right, or we it's gonna be sad singing and flower breaking.
Okay. Mr. Easy from the SpeakEZ Sports. What are your final thoughts, man?
I've been drinking that Kool-Aid, and thou cup shall runneth over. You know what I'm saying? Look, we got John Dorsey. We got what's supposed to be a bad man in the draft room. We got Dan the Cannibal Campbell, man. Like we got. I mean, I'm not so high on the coach, but we got great pieces, man. Anthony Lynn, John Dorsey. I think we have everything to be comfortable in a rebuild, as scary as it may be as a Lions fan in our history, but it's looking good. Let that cut run it over. Pour that Kool-Aid up, Luke. You know what I'm saying?
Peter says, notice how some of these same talking heads who bash Stafford give shade, make excuses for Aaron Rodgers when he had several chances to drive Green Bay into the end zone late and failed to do so versus the Bucs.
This is what I've been saying about Aaron Rodgers. This is why I have a video that says Aaron Rodgers is the most overrated quarterback of all time. And in that video, I say he's been to 5 NFC championships and he's lost every single one. Add another one to his L record. Another L. Stacked defense, stacked offense. Why ain't you win, Aaron? Brady threw 3 picks. But it's all these excuses. Get Stafford that team. They win.
Oh, hell no.
Yep. You know why? Because Stafford can come back in a football game. Aaron Rodgers, whenever he down in the fourth quarter, is 0-140. He ain't never came back because he can't do it. He can't do it. He can't come back in a football game. He can't do it. Imagine this 4th and goal and we don't let Stafford throw a touchdown and we kick a field goal. Imagine that. Stop playing with me, boy. Overrated ass. I'm sorry, y'all. Aaron Rodgers overrated.
He's not overrated. You crazy.
How many NFC championship games is he gonna lose before we call him overrated?
He's not overrated. We'll never.
Listen,
bruh, okay.
Let me get this over with. But you out here, I listen. I went ham on the other. I put a
J-Mo spiked his Kool-Aid. Somebody spiked J-Mo's Kool-Aid.
Listen, I literally
your Kool-Aid spike.
J-Mo, I started that show. That last show I did, I started it off with the question: who do you blame for that loss? I got everyone saying something opposite of the quarterback, and I lost it. But anyway, today I want to say thank you all for joining us and rocking with us on the show. We got people in the chat trying to get some attention. Please continue to ignore him. We are already about to leave, so let him sit here and figure it out. But truthfully, listen, I want to thank y'all for being in here and end it on a good note. So today's quote comes from something that I saw that was sent to me by my good old beautiful wife who sent me a message. It said that doubt kills more dreams than failure ever will. And I said, damn, that is true. You see, I found myself in a place of trying to do some things, and I started questioning if I should do it. And so she wanted to remind me that failure is not the issue. It's the doubt that is destroying half the dream. Some of y'all got some great ideas. Some of y'all know some things that are serious information that can help others. And then you begin to doubt yourself. Let's try having a little bit more faith in ourselves. Let's try having a little bit more belief that what it is that we have has value and can work. If you find a way to get through that simple fear of the doubt, then failure is nothing more than a dream. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, please make sure you subscribe to all the members on the podcast show, from the SpeakEZ Sports to 313 J-Mo to RachelMarieSports to one half of the dynamic duo, real Detroit Lions fans, and all the D.S.A members who are linked on this channel in my description. And as always, don't be no chump. Please do your research. We are out.